YouTube, and welcome back into another DTG Productions video. I like doing these videos so much I think I might make it a regular thing. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit fun, well, more fun than the last couple, and it's going to be about a possible new Knights of the Old Republic game, so that's cool. So let's just dive on in. So this is the article I'll be using as a backdrop here. I think it's the best article that I read on the topic, but I read a lot of them. And basically, there's a lot of rumors going around right now. Started earlier this week, or that started surfacing earlier this week, about a possible Knights of the Old Republic game that is currently reportedly in works. And this gets people excited for a few reasons. First of all, Knights of the Old Republic, if you've never played it, is probably the best Star Wars game ever made, just on the whole. I mean, there's a lot of good Star Wars games out there. Not recently. This is probably the most beloved franchise in there. So that's going to get a lot of people hyped right off the bat. And also, this one is rumored to no longer be tied to EA. So as you probably know, Star Wars recently broke their, or not broke, but I don't know if it expired or whatever's going on, but EA is no longer exclusively producing Star Wars games, as there are rumors that Ubisoft will be producing a High Republic open world RPG, I believe was the description that was given. Single player too, I think. I'd have to look it up, but that's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it today. We'll touch back on it later, just as it relates to this article, because I've got a theory. We could just start off. It says, with a recent Star Wars news confirming that EA no longer holds exclusivity over their IP, like I was just talking about, the gaming world has been abuzz with what that means for the galaxy far, far away. While Ubisoft is hard at work on its own open world Star Wars adventure, a recent report alleges that a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game is in works without EA and BioWare. So a lot of people are pretty happy about that. Some people aren't, because they really like BioWare RPGs. Personally, I think BioWare has been declining for years, and it's probably good to get some new blood in on this, because when's the last time one of these came out? Like 16 years ago? Let me quick check. Okay, so yeah, Kotor 2 came out in 2004. So 17 years ago. So it's been a hot minute. I think that's why it's kind of a shock to hear this finally, because people have just been begging for this for, almost 2 decades. So it's been a long time over the years, yeah, they talk about that briefly. But so this is where we start getting into where the report comes from. It says, the latest report comes by way of VGC from reputable Star Wars insider Bespin Bulletin. I love that name. Mining colony in Star Wars, and then a board that you put things on. Fun name. During a recent BOB podcast episode, the discussion of a mysterious project came up, a project that Bespin alleges is a brand new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They added that fans will never guess who is helming the rumored task. Now, when I read that, a lot of people are focusing on that, and I focus on it too, because it's probably a good hint. I think a few things. A, it could be sarcastic. It's like, oh, you'll never guess who's doing it, and it might be BioWare. Maybe it's a sarcastic thing. Another one could be, one popular theory that I've seen so far that I don't put stock in but would be really funny, is that it's Bethesda, like Bethesda Game Studios, and that Starfield has been like a cover name. The reason they haven't shown much of it is because it's been a cover story for an open world Star Wars RPG. I don't think this is realistic. I don't think there's any credence behind that theory, but it's funny. It's a funny theory, so that's why I mentioned that one. Part of me thinks, now this is where I said I'd be talking about Ubisoft again. Maybe when the first story about Ubisoft broke doing, or this, maybe they got their wires crossed. Whoever thinks they're doing a new Older Republic project, they might not understand Star Wars as well as some of you and I do. I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I know a decent amount about it. Basically, you've got the Old Republic, which is where these take place. This is a very, very long time ago in Star Wars lore. This is not, the prequels. This is way before the prequels. That's the Old Republic. They did a lot of cool stuff. Fought the Mandalorians. Basically made the Jedi the, what they are, or what they were before the High Republic. The High Republic is like the prequels. Yoda, well, that's the end of the High Republic, but that right there, the kind of monk-looking people who work for the Republic, probably in an arguably bad way, that led to the decline and fall of the Jedi Order. But so that's the High Republic, and then you have the New Republic, or or whatever, that happens after the fall of the Galactic Empire. That would be where you have Luke's new Jedi Order. Don't pay attention to the sequels, they're trash. Everything that they said is not canon. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And I'm pretty sure Disney is going to back me up on that because I'm pretty sure they're working on erasing it right now because everyone hates it so much. So there are 3 distinct Jedi Orders that we could be dealing with. I think it's entirely possible that either the person leaking this is thinking because you have the New Republic after the fall of the Galactic Empire, maybe they think the Old Republic is the Republic before it and not the High Republic. So I'm thinking maybe the person saying that there's an Old Republic game in development is talking about Ubisoft's project, which is a High Republic game, the prequel era Republic. So I think there's a good chance that that's happened here. Or, because I'm pretty sure the release about the Ubisoft game was an official thing, it wasn't a leak or a rumor, I think it was an official one. I think they're right, so I don't think they're actually working on a Knights of the Old Republic game. I think they're working on a new High Republic game. So the only chance that there's like a wires cross thing going on, I think, is whoever leaked this not knowing the difference between the Old Republic and the High Republic. So that's my little disclaimer there. That's kind of something I've been thinking about since this news came out. Because 17 years, that's like waiting between Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls 6. It's a long time. Not a lot of game companies do that and come out with a new one. So everyone's a little skeptical that there's actually a new one coming out. I'm not going to list off all the people who could be helming this. Probably the most interesting suggestion I've seen so far was Spiders, the people who made Greedfall. Because honestly, Greedfall was a pretty good game. I mean, it had drawbacks and limitations and wasn't as big in scope as a lot of people expected it to be. But in a quaint little way, it was a decent game. And I think as far as action RPG, third-person kind of things go, it probably wouldn't be bad for a Star Wars game. It could be them. I'm not sure, though. So, like I said, I'm not going to dig too far into it. I think there's a lot of people out there it could be. And, the words never guess, I can't dig into those too far. It doesn't really tell us that much. Like I said, I'm either looking at it as it's someone that you wouldn't expect to do it, or it's sarcastic and it's something obvious. So take that with, a grain of salt. Look at it how you will. Then he said, amongst my digging, I heard that there is a Knights of the Old Republic project in development somewhere. They said during the podcast. I talked to a couple people, and I also found out that Jason Schreier, anything he's related with, I was kind of just cringed a little bit. Said that it's not with EA and will never guess who the studio is that's making the game. Whenever any gaming news or journalism mentions Jason Schreier, I'm always like, it's probably not accurate, and it's probably, he's probably spinning it. Obviously, it says this isn't the first time this report has come up. Yeah, there's been rumors about a Knights of the Old Republic sequel or continuation or reboot or whatever they're doing all the time. Basically every year for the last 10 years, there's been someone saying that someone's working on a Knights of the Old Republic sequel. And hey, maybe they've all been right. Maybe every single time that's come out, it's just been about the same development team doing the same project. Could be. Maybe they're just taking a really long time. I'm inclined to think that this one maybe is a little bit more real. Lucasfilm is trying to do more with the IP to try to keep fans energized. That's what's going on right now. That's why you're seeing, The Mandalorian has been a pretty big success. I like it as a show. It's not perfect, but I like it. It's a good show. I don't like the sequel trilogy. I went and saw Force Awakens, and I was like, it was a lot like A New Hope, but we expected that, I wouldn't say it's a shot-for-shot remake, but they definitely kept the exact same story and just swapped people out and made things bigger. But it was still entertaining, even though it was like that. It was still entertaining. I went and saw Rogue One, which I enjoyed. I thought Rogue One was good. In fact, one of my favorites out of all of them now. It's probably top 3. I really enjoyed Rogue One. But then I saw, what's the second one? The Last Jedi? And I did not like it at all. I walked out of the theater very disappointed. I didn't like the way they went with anyone. I thought it made no sense. I thought they did all sorts of stupid stuff. I really couldn't stand it. And so I never went and saw Solo or, what's the most recent one? Rise of Skywalker. First of all, that name is just a stupid name. That's such a dumb name for a movie. The Rise of Skywalker. I hate it. That's dumb. But all the reviews and people talking about it that I saw, reinforced what I had originally thought. It was not worth my time, and still isn't. And then I liked how immediately afterwards you could find that in the $5 bins at Walmart and on sale on Vudu and stuff like that. A Star Wars movie that just came out in bargain bins. That should tell you exactly what you need to know about the quality of that movie. You still pay full price for the original trilogy on most digital platforms where you can buy them and everything. They don't go on sale unless you bundle and save, and it's like, oh, $140 for all 6 of the, the original 3 and then this the prequel trilogy. It's not really a good deal. But anyway, I think Lucasfilm is desperately trying to re-energize Star Wars fans and get them to care a little bit more about the show. That's why you're seeing these new shows coming out and all these projects. And I think they figured out that EA has not done a good job with the Star Wars IP. Arguably one of the biggest, most successful IPs out there. And what did we get? 3 games from them? 2 of which were Battlefront and Battlefront 2. And mind you, I did not enjoy those games. The first one had like no content, and the second one was terrible. I hated everything about it. I actually did a playthrough for it on my YouTube channel. You won't find it on there anymore because it was so boring that I hated doing it. So after producing that playthrough, I was like, this is bad. I'm not going to keep this up on the channel. I'm taking it off. So yeah, terrible game. I didn't enjoy it at all. Jedi Fallen Order was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That was a decent game. It wasn't very long. Didn't have a ton of content in it, but for an original story, I genuinely enjoyed it. 1 out of 3. Not bad. According to previous rumors, the reported remake, now they say remake. I don't think that's what most people want. I think people either want, I could see a reboot if you're maybe just trying to keep everything canon, so you can do your own story and it can be canon. Because from what I understand, all the new games are canon in Star Wars. Because I'm pretty sure Jedi Fallen Order was counted as canon. I shouldn't say all the new games, because obviously Battlefront wouldn't be canon. You can't say, canonically, Kylo Ren and Yoda fought. That happened. It was in Battlefront, so it happened. So I don't think those count, but I think Jedi Fallen Order is canon, so maybe that's their plan, is to remake the Knights of the Old Republic story so that it fits into the world that they want to do instead of just being Legends. Maybe that's what they mean, so maybe they're talking a soft reboot. We'll blend elements from Knights of the Republic and Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords. The reworking will blend the 2 stories in a way that makes sense with current Star Wars canon. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think that makes sense. Regarding who will be taking up this project, if EA and BioWare end up not being involved, we don't know which studio has the honor. With rumors of possible Knights of the Old Republic adapted movie, I heard about that too, that could be cool. We've never seen it, other than fan films, which some of them are actually pretty good. The Old Republic always strikes me as a much darker Star Wars, like more brutal, and I've always thought that would make a good, actually not a movie, a TV show or a miniseries. It always felt like a Band of Brothers style thing would be very, very cool for the Old Republic. Confirming previously that that it is working on something revolving around Knights of the Old Republic. It's entirely possible that the person talking about, I just want to add this as a caveat, as this article does as well, it's entirely possible that whoever's talking about this leak made the mistake of hearing Knights of the Old Republic and thinking they're working on a new video game, because that's what it always has been, but maybe it was something that a studio's working on, making a movie or a TV show or something like that for it. So I think that's possible too. And then it talks about how BioWare is currently working on Dragon Age 4 and a few other games. I think it's likely that if this is actually being worked on, it isn't being done by BioWare, because they've actually got a lot of stuff in the pot right now. Mind you, Dragon Age 4 could be really good. Kind of excited about that, because Dragon Age is a decent franchise. Now, they don't fit exactly into what I like, but they're close, so I do enjoy them. Inquisition was good. I liked Inquisition. I know a lot of people don't, but I did like Inquisition. I don't think I've ever actually played a Mass Effect game, like, all the way through. I think I played it once for a little bit. Picked up someone else's controller and played it a little bit, and was like, yeah, it was alright, but never played it much more than that. Didn't play Anthem. And a few other private projects that have yet to be announced, so it makes sense then that the studio might not have the capacity to take on a project like this. I think that's reasonable. I think that there's a good chance with how much they're doing, BioWare will have nothing to do with this if there is actually a Knights of the Old Republic game. That's kind of the whole thing. Not a long article, but kind of cool. Kind of exciting, because we really haven't had any really good Star Wars games for a while. Knights of the Old Republic they're very unique in Star Wars video gaming. Most times you have action shooters, arcade shooters, sometimes action adventures, then you got like light action adventure RPGs like Jedi Fallen Order, because that wasn't an RPG. It had a few things that you could customize in it, but it wasn't an RPG. But Knights of the Old Republic had a lot of really good RPG elements in it that a lot of people really enjoyed, including myself. Now, mind you, it's been so long since I played it, I barely remember it. Basically, cool. There might be a new Old Republic game coming out. I think maybe some people are confused and it's actually a movie, or they're thinking about the High Republic game, but I think there's also a good chance that there is actually a Knights of the Old Republic game coming out. I heard one report, I almost forgot to mention this. There was one report I read where they said that this would be taking place, like the story of this game would be taking place after the fall of the Galactic Empire. That makes no sense. I really hope that isn't the case. Why on earth would they do that? I hate that idea, and I hope that it's not true, because they'd have to have some lame story. If they were going to call it Knights of the Old Republic, you'd think that they would be from that time period, so they'd have to have some sort of a time travel or people frozen story or something, and it would be really lame. Also, I don't want to see any more in that time period right now until they get it straightened out. I'd play a Mandalorian style bounty hunter game set in that time period, but until they figure out exactly what direction they want to go with Luke's new Jedi Order and all that sort of stuff that's not related to the sequel trilogy, I don't want to see any more games in that time period, because they're just going to be trash like the movies were. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.